The 2.4 live stream for WuWa's new region, Septimont, just ended, and here's my simple breakdown. First, we get a new region that looks pretty good. There's some Romanesque inspiration. It does draw some similarities with Amphorius on the surface, in my opinion, but it is definitely of a higher quality than what Hoyo typically gives us, and I'm looking forward to exploring it. Helps that there is an exploration event, but that seems to be pretty standard in most gacha games these days. They're giving us some new echoes, some new enemies to farm, and of course the main story acts 1 and 2. Hopefully this time the story will be as good as 2.0 was in introducing Raguna and Renacida, and the story isn't mid like the last couple of patches have been. I know going from 2.0 to 2.1 was a severe drop off a cliff in the storytelling quality. It seems like they're hyping it up quite a bit. Hopefully the hype is real and the story is awesome. The events this time don't really look that bad. We got like Yu-Gi-Oh! With some extra steps. We have a few combat events, an exploration event. Like I said, pretty typical in most gacha games these days, it would seem. There are some simple ones for basically free pulls, like a lot of logistics. And we're getting, this time, 10 limited pulls delivered right to our mailbox instead of having to do the 7-day login event. This is really nice. They're not just splitting it 5 and 5, they're actually giving us 10 whole limited pulls right off the bat. We're also getting some new summer skins for Zhongli and Carlotta. Was hoping they'd show us some of the actual gameplay with them, but it is what it is. They're definitely paid. They're also giving us a couple of glider skins. One is paid from the shop. There's a free red one from just doing exploration. Don't know if that's tied to the event or not, but we'll see. There's some game optimizations like the permanent camera mode filter. I'm not sure who asked for that, but good on you. You got it. And there's some cute puppet merch that I might actually buy if the price is right. However, the biggest drops from this live stream are about the 5 stars. First, there's Cartithia. Let me tell you, she's gorgeous. Her animations are definitely top tier. They really cooked with her. It's nice that they didn't nerf the goods. Top and bottom. Love it. There is kind of one problem I'm looking out for, and that's how her arrow erosion reliance mechanic works. It seems like she's able to apply it on her own. However, according to leaks for the past couple of months, Shakona is definitely going to be her BIS support. And that's basically the only way that we can get AE effects from anyone else. It's basically just Shakona. You can get AE from other methods, such as Arrow Rover converting other elemental effects to arrow erosion. But the only character that I can think of that applies any other effect is Phoebe, and she just gives a Spectral Frazzle. So unless you have either of those two, I mean, your damage output might be kind of throttled. Don't know for a fact. We'll see. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully her DPS capabilities are not nerfed without Shakona. We're also getting Lupa. She feels like a sub-DPS. She's got like this damage-focused hybrid support play style. You get on the field for some quick damage and slap down whatever stuff you need to do to set up your support abilities, and then you swap to your DPS right after. Hopefully she's as fun as she looks. She kind of has this Vera Garnet play style. I personally love Vera Garnet from PGR. We already have Yinlin, which is basically Vera Garnet in Wuthering Waves, but we finally get her Garnet play style. Really looking forward to it. But, you know, I really feel like someone with this kind of play style should have been made a 4-star. So Lupa is like this, again, this hybrid damage support, off-field damage buff kind of, I don't really get it. But she feels kind of like a Wuthering Waves version of Xiangling, where Xiangling, you throw down Guoba, you throw down your Pyronado, and then you leave. And whoever you're swapping into picks up the chili that Guoba drops. So it kind of feels like that's basically Lupa's playstyle, where she drops in, she does some stuff, and then she sets up her support stuff, and then she leaves, where whoever she's leaving into or whoever else is on the team can have her do like a coordinated attack or something. That's what it sounds like. I don't know. We'll see. But it really feels like she should have been made like a utility 4-star if they just kind of like throttled back some of her damage capabilities. And this brings up another good problem with Wuthering Waves, and that a lot of gacha games have. But, you know, while we're here, Wuthering Waves, and that's the 5-star to 4-star ratios, the balance between the two tiers of characters. Genshin's pretty bad. They've kept like this 45 4-star to 55 5-star ratio kind of a thing going on. They've got like over 100 characters now. Most of them are 5 stars, like the majority of them. But like they still have like 40-something 4 stars. But Wuthering Waves, they've got like 25 5-stars and only 11 4-stars. Now, I know like there are some of these 5-stars that are definitely standard banner, and there's a few 5-stars that are pretty bad, but they don't have a lot of 4-stars. And the 4-stars they do have, like, I can only think of like 2, maybe 3 that are utility capable, and that's going to be like your S6 Sanhua, your Mortefi. Some Dan Jin mains will fight you to the death on her capabilities. I'm not going to mess with them. They're a pretty scary bunch. And Yang Yang has like some capabilities in Whimpering Waste. It is what it is. But that's basically it. The vast majority, the rest of the 4-stars are like literally useless. And the roster is just becoming saturated with these premium characters. And I hope they don't keep doing this and effectively create this toxic power creeping scenario, kind of similar to what Star Rail has. Circumstances are different, but you have these continual back-to-back releases of these premier 5-star units, and at some point, unless they really flesh out their elemental system, which is another problem in and of itself, you're going to end up with a character you release in the X.0 patch basically being completely replaced before the X.X series is done. Like, we could very well have a character released in 3.0 that by 3.5 is basically pointless to even field. And on top of that, not only are they releasing 2 more 5-star units this patch, they are also releasing each one's signature Echo Sonata set, which means more farming. I wish they didn't do this. I wish they had just used the sets they already have rather than coming up with new Sonata effects. Hopefully, we get to see some changes in that regard. I think the game is going in a better direction than it has been the past couple of patches. Some minor issues I have, by and large. Hopefully, we can get those squared away. They seem to be really keen on listening to the surveys. I know this is the kind of stuff I put in the surveys, so that's that. This is this. I don't typically make videos like this, so if you've watched till this point, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Hopefully this wasn't boring. Hopefully you get something out of it. Tell me what you think in the comments if you want to or not. Thumbs down if you hate my guts. Have a wonderful Friday. Adios.